everybody to episode 123.
Wow, what the fuck? That's tight. I like that.
Episode 123 of the Lookout Podcast. I'm, of course, Meelz. I'm here with, what do you want to go by today?
I don't know. I've been thinking about that lately. We're still on JG Akosu at the moment.
JG Akosu?
We're out the
Jeffrey
theaters.
Wheeler,
We're out the theaters, but I gotta promote all the way up into the Blu-ray. You know what I'm saying? So we're still JG Akosu right now.
JG Akosu right now is here, joined by someone that we haven't had on in a while.
Yeah,
I'm very excited to have him back on.
Seriously.
We have Cyrus back in the building to kick off the Summer at Kame House series.
Real
What
duelist,
is up, Cyrus.
Real duelist.
I'm glad to be back on the lookout, and yeah, it's been a minute, but I just haven't really watched anime like that, so it's just like I understand.
Manga is really more quicker to
digest
and read and get out.
You know, every Friday, shout outs to the boys at the Big Eyes. You know, as soon as the links go up,
It's a wrap.
I'm you know, because of y'all, I actually know when manga drops, so I'm always there at like 11 a.m. and then I'm just reading the rotation, and then helping them come out with the Big Eyes rankings. So
I love it. I love to hear it. First of all, we're here somewhere at Kame House. It's official. We were on the island. We're here. There was nowhere else to go. Cyrus just flew in.
Is there somewhere Cyrus would want to be? Cyrus, do you really fuck with Dragon Ball like that?
Yeah, just a little bit. I would say, like, I don't hate Dragon Ball. I'm just like, it's not really my go-to. Like, I heard y'all talking about like just yesterday when I was on my walk, talking about like watching old Dragon Ball Z episodes.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, I don't watch old episodes, but I do revisit moments.
Sure. I think that's
YouTube
that's
algorithm will do that to you. If you want it long enough.
And then, I watch the Broly movie or like the Super Broly movie like whenever, just like background noise. If I can like find it on streaming or something, I just throw it on.
I want to point something out to Jeff before we move on, since we're talking about this Dragon Ball subject. I would like to point out that last week on RSPN, I'd sent Mark a picture.
Oh, right.
The time machine. And the way he described that picture,
did you hear that,
made
bro?
My stomach curl.
It was so funny. I'm so happy you're bringing this up because I was like, what is he talking about? Like, I had to go on Twitter to like see what he was actually talking. I was like, oh yeah, Trunks. But yeah, he described like his hair color, like
he's like some pink guy, hair guy.
Has Mark never seen Dragon Ball?
I don't think so, bro. At least not on that level. I don't think Mark was like a cartoon anime type of kid like that.
That's crazy.
I was high key shocked.
He spoke to me about Pokemon cards before, so I know he knows. Like, but I don't think so.
I feel like he was tapped in. Hey, man, this is what this platform's for, man. Put him on something, bro.
Truly.
We put him on something. I mean, it's gonna be, But I was just like taken back by it. He was like some guy in this rocket with pink hair.
I couldn't even figure it out myself, so I had to go see. I'm like, Trunks, bro.
Lord.
I think I said it like 30 seconds later on the show too, because
You said it. No, you definitely said it, but I was just taken aback. I'm still shocked that there is still a world, but it's a very real world. I mean, the Dragon Ball is still kind of in the conscious of people. I guess people will notice it, but it still trips me out that people just have not seen Dragon Ball, especially people who lived during the period.
Yeah,
but everybody. It's not everybody.
It's not everybody.
It's not everybody. I have to take that into account. I'm sure there's plenty of sane, regular people who've never seen Dragon Ball in their life.
Hey, man, if I showed it to my mom, she'll say exactly who it is. That's Goku.
Yeah, that's real shit though. Yeah,
my family would know who it is.
Same with my mom. But it's all good, Mark. It's all good, bro.
It's all good, man. Well, speaking of Dragon Ball, by the way.
Yeah.
So, got to make the announcement on the podcast. By the time this comes out, you will have heard the news already. But we have a brand new series coming. It's coming tomorrow on the Lookout Network. It's going to be called Subs Lie, Dubs Lie. It is going to be a very, very worthwhile adventure. I will say so. It's a new series called Subsly Dubsly. It is hosted by my friend Jay and D and Versace. Well, if you don't know Jay, he's Versace Vegeta on Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's hosted by him, co-hosted by him, and they're actually going over. So for the first season of Subsly Dubsly, and I'll let them explain it because episode 0 is going to drop tomorrow. Not even episode 1, episode 0. You doing that?
I like that.
That's different, but it's
like
to explain everything. But they're going to be going over every Dragon Ball movie that has ever dropped and kind of explaining, just going through it, less of a recap on the series and kind of just like where the series was at, what was going on in the series, why the subs lie, why the dubs lie, why everything.
You know what? That's really interesting because I recently watched was it the Garlic Jr. movie?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, this is like insanely different compared to like what we kind of get now. Like you get like real kind of like martial arts and like what is it? Goku's using the power pole like a real stab, like he's on his real Bruce Lee shit, and it was just like, what happened to that, man?
Yeah, shit changed completely. Like once abilities and stuff like that popped off in Dragon Ball, like they never looked back.
Well, listen, man, we talking about a series today, which the dub absolutely lies in every sense of the word.
Yeah, and then like 10 years later, revamps it.
But nonetheless, I want to give Subsly Dubsly expected on the Lookout Network tomorrow. So I'm expected. Then tune in. It's gonna be a fun series. You're going to be going through all the movies in the first season. This will not be the last season, but it will definitely be the first season. So make sure you guys tune into that if you want to get your Dragon Ball fix. But we are here today to revisit what we talked about at a previous summer at Kame House. The extension of the Yu-Gi-Oh world. And I'm glad we're doing this because I don't think we could talk about this series long form in any fashion.
No, definitely not without Cyrus.
I would
that's for sure.
One, I would be incredibly bored.
Yeah.
Two, not like that is boring, but it's like
but come on, man. It's 2022, man.
It's a different.
I mean, yeah, we all love it, bro. We all got love for it.
But we're talking about the second season, maybe a little bit of the third season,
a little bit of third
of Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City Tournament. Guys, what were your kind of first thoughts when? All right, so beyond the time period that it was in, were you excited to revisit this season initially before you actually revisited it?
Man, yeah. Because, I was honestly waiting for this moment, like, getting the call from the Lookout and like doing the whole thing. When I was like deep into Yu-Gi-Oh, when I was playing like Duel Links, looking up decks and all that, like I would get like Battle City like dual highlights or like highlights of the second and third season. So like I would say like a summer I just like did it in bulk just of like highlights and stuff like that. So I didn't watch like all the meaningless episodes that there's kind of a lot of. But I don't know, man. Watching Yu-Gi-Oh, it always feels good, man. And especially since I have like, we all have like knowledge of the game, so we're just like, it's kind of comedy where it's just like, man, that wouldn't work, bro. That's not working, bro. Are you serious?
Here's my like perspective on this. One, I think Yu-Gi-Oh is such like a surface level series that you can have it on in the background and not even be paying attention and just still kind of know what happens. There's nothing really to it besides, I mean, they get a little bit more into the lore this season of ancient. You're going to hear ancient Egyptian. Take a shot every time you hear something that is either ancient or Egyptian. You do that. But also, so this is like my first time really, really watching it post the Bridge series. And everything is funny to me because I think what Little Karibo managed to do during that YouTube series was point out kind of how ridiculous this series was and like how over the top this thing is.
For a card game, man.
This is about a card game, and suddenly everything is on the line in a matter of moments, and everything is up for grabs. So, I mean, if you guys have not watched the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series, it's very, very, it's classic YouTube. It's the first like kind of like original like content kind of on YouTube, to be honest.
If you're not of the YouTube poop or the abridged era, then you weren't really on YouTube. Like what is it?
You had to
Dragon
be
Ball
there.
Team
Watching
4,
these episodes in 3 parts, all this other stuff. Absolutely.
Anime AMVs. If you weren't of that era, man, get out of here.
Yeah, man. Listen. We might be too old for you at this point.
Maybe.
It's been 20 years since this has aired in United States television. But Jeff, what were your kind of thoughts going into this?
I was happy about it because, it's like a nostalgia thing. I think it's always probably going to be that way, at least for like us, because we just grew up in that time. And I played the card game. This is, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a special case for me because I probably was into playing the physical cards myself with my friends almost more than the show. Like, and usually it's the other way around, like I love the show, so I love the cards, but I know that's how it happened originally. But man, like eventually I just fell in love with like the aspect of the card game. Cause I also just, as a kid, you just think, okay, this is the next step from Pokemon. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing this shit. But, as far as like rewatching it and locking back into it, yeah, it's massive for me. I'm like a huge Egyptian god card type of dude too. I just think they're like, this is like pure Yu-Gi-Oh! at its yeah. A few years ago, me and Cyrus we were sending pictures a few years ago, just like of like some of our old decks. I still got my Slifer in the house, so like there's definitely some things that I held on to, but no, I care about the franchise. So locking back into it, man, it's nothing, bro. Like this shit it really is like peak Yu-Gi-Oh! Shit right here.
Yeah.
No, this is definitely of the era. I think, especially around where this season kind of dropped. So this is definitely peak Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of just like
especially fame,
reach, marketability, everything. That first season was kind of established. We're heading into the second season. People are hyped for the second season. I remember watching the first episode of the second season. After like they pretty much compounded us with the Duelist Kingdom arc over and over and over again. I remember Saturday morning watching and seeing that, Bandit Keith duel. But this is, to me, especially in the era it kind of came up, I think Dragon Ball Z was kind of wrapping up. We were in the Buu saga, I think. It was kind of like wrapping up. Pokemon had just kind of already had like been waning in terms of its popularity and on an actual like watching the show kind of thing. Digimon also, I think we were probably in the third season then, and people really just kind of fell off the boat.
It was over.
I was never on.
We gotta get you on, Cyrus. It's also a ridiculous show of its time, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry to sit through this shit, boy.
Not a Digimon man, bro. Can't do it.
But nonetheless, this show kind of came into prominence and kind of stood on its own, became a little bit of a rating juggernaut in itself. With the way the show was kind of like, I guess the time period it came in, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards were all the rage. I was playing with it in 8th grade, and I was watching these shows at the same time, and I definitely didn't have any of the cards that were featured in this fucking season. But
you wasn't living, man.
Yeah, you had to be there, bro. It was crazy.
I have Gamma the Magnet Warrior. I ain't had none of them niggas, man.
I paid like $50 for Slifer, bro. Like no cap.
Yeah.
I was wilding. And it's not even like a card you can use, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's literally promotion, like.
You can't use it? Wait a minute, fuck.
Not this one, no. They did put out an official one too, though, right, Cyrus? I'm not tripping.
Yeah, there's always a special god card, but they're not good.
Yeah.
So I want to explain, especially after Duelist Kingdom, I want to explain the general summary of what this arc is.
Let's talk about it.
We can kind of talk about it after the fact. So the summary of this arc starts off after Duelist Kingdom. To be honest with you, there is no mention of the King of Card Games after the first season.
No need.
There's no mention that this guy is the top-rated duelist in the world. Kaiba's just like, back to work.
Yeah,
he's
right.
His laptop.
Get to it.
He's like, I gotta open up another amusement park. Gotta do something.
This nigga's in high school. Just
let's not forget. Yeah, besides, get that out there, dude. That nigga's in high school.
He is running goddamn Amazon, and he is a high school student.
Oh shit.
He learns about the Egyptian god cards through a essentially a TV broadcast, Ishizu Ishtar, who I'm getting her exact title. And Cyrus, you're a museum head, so I want to know how authentic this actual title is.
Okay.
Hashizu Ishtar, Secretary General of the Egyptian Supreme Council of
What a title.
So let me tell you right now, that does not exist in a museum setting. If anything, what is it? She would be like a curator of like the Egyptian God card exhibition, like
right,
or
okay.
a donor of the world.
Oh yeah,
consultant
easier title.
Yeah, because like
something,
she definitely donated the work for it to be in that museum so Kaiba could go see it. But like whatever curator that's in the building was just like, hey man, how would you like it done? So she's most likely just a donor.
And she has like these powers like seeing the future, but they're kind of janky. Especially like, for instance, like after watching the final season of Attack on Titan, I was like, you don't really see in
the you can't see shit.
She's really only seeing she's only seeing the future like at the final duel.
Yeah. And I don't know if she sees anything after that. I was like, you just
yeah, she a middleman.
Which I for these millennium power things, I would, not seeing the future past a nigga life points. I think that's normal. I think that would be normal. But she makes it seem like, I could see like months and years and
in the past, in the future. I'm like, you only
like,
seen card games, bitch. Come on now.
What else could you possibly need to see after that?
You ain't see 2020 coming, nigga. All right, so he learns about the Egyptian god cards from Hashizu Ishtar and the power that they have. More so, he's more focused on they are the most powerful, cards in all of Duel Monsters, so he wants them. So he throws an entire tournament.
Yeah, real nigga.
Where have we heard this before, by the way? He throws an entire tournament for the sake of acquiring all these 3 god cards and also defeat Yugimoto. That's literally the reason why he,
Hey man,
that's the only reason Kaiba need, man.
You also forgot Kaiba's like hidden motive, where it's just like, I just need to prove that I'm the best. Like, Duelist Kano, he kidnapped my little brother. I ain't know what a Millennium Eye was, but now I'm gonna really show niggas that I'm that nigga.
Yeah,
shut down Domino City, nigga. It was just like, yo, it's mine. Fuck y'all, commerce.
Yeah, bro's a bully. He's a bully, bro.
Kaiba Corp runs this town.
Literally.
So he,
big brother.
Seto Kaiba then he is given Obelisk the Tormentor, which is one of the Egyptian god cards, which is a funny dialogue where she's like, "I'm letting you borrow this," and she's like, "He's like, how you know I'm about to return?"
Yeah, you think you can't let Kaiba borrow shit, bro? You ain't getting that.
She was like, "You will return it. I've seen it in the future."
Okay.
And Kaiba's just like, "Shut up," and then leaves.
I hate these. Well, the funniest part about this interaction is like Kaiba learning that he's like African, Egyptian.
He's and doesn't give a
no wonder.
This nigga sees a hieroglyphic that looks, quote unquote, looks just like him, and he's just like, man, whatever, bitch.
Tomfoolery.
Just give me the card.
What kind of
Egyptian
mumbo jumbo?
Oh man.
So, in this meantime, I'm doing the ulterior motive here. Ishizu is doing all of this to lure everyone together to save her brother Marek from evil. So she has the motive beneath, stroking this guy's ego and saying, "You need to do this to obtain all these cards."
Kaiba gets fucking pissed when he finds this out.
I rented a plane for this, 2 blimps in an island,
and you just want me to? That was it.
Meanwhile, Marek was another part of this. He's the big evil of this season.
He's
trying to obtain all the Egyptian god cards to gain the power of the pharaoh and free his family of the duty of the tomb keepers. That's the actual version. The dub version is he wants to rule the world.
Yeah, that's the one that makes more sense. The other one is like, what are you talking about, bro?
Well, they lay out. So the thing is like during the season they lay out the entire backstory of his family being the tomb keepers for the pharaoh.
Mhm.
But like the premise of the dub just being like he wants to rule the world. I was like, wait, that 2 and 2 don't go together. Like, does he want vengeance or does he want some world domination?
He wants both,
he
man.
like no longer wants to like be a servant to the pharaoh because the pharaoh's been gone forever. And then, they're in a cave or like some shit and they're just like, oh, we have to stay in this cave until the pharaoh comes. And he's just like, this is kind of whack, dog.
Yugi's
I'm trying to get out of here.
You were just Yugi's alter ego, by the way.
Right.
Yeah. I'm Yugi.
Nigga busy, bro.
Listen.
I mean, what's they want him to do, bro?
So let's catch up on the protagonists in this season.
Mm-hmm.
We got Yugi.
Of course.
King of card games.
Big
Never
dog.
mentioned.
It's okay. Title pending.
Elite duelist. Great outfit this season.
Oh yeah, they go crazy on his fit this year.
They cut the sleeves off and made it a cape.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You need more room, man. Yeah, need more room. I gotta get these cards out.
We got Joey Wheeler.
Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Who is
I got bars for this nigga, man.
Oh yeah.
You got bars.
Yeah,
say it right now, man. Say it right now.
This man is a terrible duelist, and once again, he gets through this tournament off pure fucking luck. And I'm glad that his luck runs out at some point in time because this man, all his duels except like one, cheaters, deceivers.
Yeah, it's always shenanigans. It ain't normal.
No duel is legit. With this motherfucker.
He almost dies twice during this season, by the way.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
if you had a Joey Wheeler in your circle back then, like you was playing cards and you had one, you had to let him know immediately, like, yo, bro, your shit is not good, bro. Like your deck's not good.
He's not. Like Kaiba barring off his entry. Yeah, man. It was probably for the best, man.
Kaiba was like, yo, you do not have enough stars to compete. They had to hack him in. Rare Hunters had to hack him in.
Yeah.
Next one, Seto Kaiba, who comes with Mokuba. Mokuba is the commissioner of the Battle City tournament.
Bruh. That's an
idol.
Please, bro. I mean, look, we talk about this nigga's in high school, and then he just gonna appoint his little brother all this power.
And whenever they try to enforce it, Kaiba's just like, hey, shut up, nigga. There's bigger things at play than rules.
There is so
like, bro, that's my job, bro.
Especially when they reach the final 8, where there's like, you can't climb up on here. That's breaking the rules.
Yeah. No, he was sending Mokuba to like fire motherfuckers off the island and shit, or off the tournament.
He was like, yo, you're cheating too much, Esperoba. Nah, but what would Yugi do in this situation? Like, you are not Yugi's brother.
Esperoba is clearly cheating, and then Mokuba is just like, "Oh, but family."
I also have a big brother.
I was like,
"Nigga, big brother, family."
What tournament letting this shit fly?
He also gets kidnapped during the show, and then gets broken out very, very quickly. I was like, "This is not."
Kaiba says, "I should disqualify you for kidnapping my my little brother," and he goes, "Nah, but I need your Egyptian God card though, so I'm gonna let that
you gonna play? Yeah, you're gonna play today."
a lot of Kaiba's motivations for letting this shit slide is, I gotta see how this Egyptian God card works.
Hey, bro, his priorities are always in row. They always ready.
My Valentine, recurring, becomes part of the little bit of main cast. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like underrated duelist.
Yeah, we like mine, man.
She's
harpies or fire, man.
She has her Amazons for this season, which is a very strong deck. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh today, you know how strong Amazons are. Despite all the changes that have came along with the game. And I was telling Meelz this, but my dream duel, the dream match, is Kaiba versus Mai.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm ready for that.
I
mean, it could have happened, but I'm sure Kaiba was like, yeah, fuck that.
Because he disrespects everybody but her.
He was like, she doesn't have an Egyptian God card.
Yeah.
She's not Egyptian at all.
Kaiba is very silent during her duel with Merrick.
That's kind of strange. Maybe he be hitting, man.
I mean,
he respects her just enough.
Low key, yeah. Maybe just like
she's the only actual duelist on board here.
Yeah.
I'm a feminist.
Maya's like a top. What is it? She's like a top 4 duelist in like Duelist Kingdom before she her claim to fame. She the real deal, man.
She real deal. She does it. And then I have everybody else who returns. Anybody had any favorite cameos? Favorite people who showed up? And during this very, very, very long 48 episode season, which isn't the show doesn't even conclude in this season. The tournament, the arc doesn't even conclude in the season, but still.
I mean, I love I'm a rare hunter type of guy, man. We had a little clique growing up. Throw your hoodies on, get this shit popping, get your dual disc, and let's get it popping, bro.
We go gang up on niggas, man. I would say Mako Tsunami because I love Mako Tsunami, but his episode was a little odd, but I thought it was nice that Joey had like just a real straight up 1-on-1 duel, and I hate it had to be him, but I thought he was great. And Duke Devlin just showing up out of nowhere.
Duke,
bootylicious sister, man.
Oh man,
niggas being way too horny for Joey's sister, bruh. She just got out of the hospital, bruh.
Couldn't see, bruh.
First of all, let's talk about that a little bit. I had Serenity a little bit later on, but I'm like, yo, how much? What surgery did she really like have?
She got LASIK.
She got LASIK, my nigga. Ask Mark.
All right, so this is like what is it? This probably officially like came out in like the 90s or like early 2000s. So LASIK, probably like real experimental technology, bro.
That might kill you. It's like
$1 million, bro.
It took all the prize money from Duelist Kingdom for her to get LASIK.
The prize money is just a duel card, by the way, with like jewels and rubies on it.
That's a little trophy. That's like what is it? The souvenir WrestleMania cup.
Nah, but I'm just like, yo. And then gets out of the hospital and during one of the duels jumps into fresh salt water, and I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
That's what she got these eyes for, bro.
She's had bad eyes since birth, bro.
That's crazy.
That's what they said, bro. So I don't know.
Bad eyes since birth. I remember Joey in the beginning says, "Man, I haven't seen my sister in so long, but I'm afraid to go to the hospital because my mom is gonna be there, and I haven't seen her in a long." And I was like, "Wait, is there something that goes on?" Like,
I don't even think we ever get the full. Maybe the manga explains it. I don't know.
Maybe. This season, so much ancient Egyptian lore is established. A lot of it. Kaiba being Egyptian.
Yeah.
Goku being Egyptian. Not Goku.
This man said Goku.
Yugi being Egyptian.
That would be crazy, bro.
Imagine Yugi.
Fire.
I'm gonna Google
learning
that
about
right
his
now
roots.
And see what I get.
You gonna find something, bro. They gonna put Goku in everything. Yeah, he don't wear everything.
Yugi being Egyptian and finding out more about his like backstory. It's like, Yugi, that's you. And it's
like, it is.
Oh, my past, my history. But what does all this mean?
I'm African.
Marek, all these other things. 3 new dual monster cars, stronger than anything that we've seen previously. Let's talk about them. Obelisk the Tormentor.
Big Obelisk.
Slifer the Sky Dragon.
Yeah, Slife.
Or his true African name, Osiris.
Ooh.
You feel me?
And the Winged Dragon of Ra.
Yo,
which one is your favorite? Go ahead.
Slifer is my favorite, but somebody spazzed with the names at headquarters, bro. Some hard ass names, bro.
These names are hard. I'm gonna say Winged Dragon of Ra is my favorite design, but Obelisk the Tormentor is the only one I would actually put in my deck.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really seen at this point of everything that I've seen, especially in season 2, I haven't actually seen the Winged Dragon of Ra actually work. So
I told you a little bit of how it worked, but
yeah, no. They get to it later on. Essentially, what we eventually learn is that really the only people who can control these cards are Egyptians.
Yeah.
Or people who have ties to the ancient Egyptian past.
Region lock cards. Heritage lock.
Only niggas can use these 3. Which would be fire.
They spend a good portion of the season, well, a good episode of the season explaining kind of like the birth of these cards and where they came from and why Pegasus went, and then he was like essentially making counterfeit cards, and then the God Monsters started haunting him and any nigga who was drawing up these cards.
Crazy.
Chill out, don't do it.
Shotty was like, you better put them cards back, my nigga.
You better have nightmares, bro. You want nightmares?
Listen, your wife ain't the only thing that gonna go missing. You better put them cards back, bro.
Yeah.
You put them cards back. So he had to put the cards he made back in the tomb where they weren't originally. But he was like, nigga, put the cards.
I'm just gonna put them here anyways. See what happens.
Like Pegasus,
he just went for it, bro.
Yeah, he basically like made fan art of like hieroglyphics, and the gods was just like, nah, bro, I don't like that. Put them away, bro.
Nah, you know what? I feel him, and I wish we could do that with more of the things in our culture, and you know, stuff like that. But these god cards are the most powerful. All right, so do they remain the most powerful in Duel Monsters? I need an answer on this.
I don't think so at all.
Obelisk the Tormentor is the only one that is still, I would say, functional to this day. Winged Dragon of Ra is a very you can make it work, but very specific setup. I think that Obelisk the Tormentor is kind of like a very well-rounded, like you could throw it into like any deck. Slifer, garbage.
Can't do it. Not for real.
No. Unless you have a fucking a scheme under your thing, like these rare hunters.
What is it? Pot of Greed is no longer forbidden or like a banned card. So like, I guess you could try something if you have like a one of those draw decks, but nah, it ain't happening, man. There's a lot of good shit out nowadays, so I think it'd be like hard as fuck just to even summon those cards.
I'm weak at the Egyptian Goku that you just sent.
They out there.
All right, so new characters that are introduced into this arc. This is all part of this backstory. So we already talked about Ishizu Ishtar. I don't really like the cut of her jib. She seems like a phony. Her rolling up and then like, I also have 6 located cards. I was like, where the fuck did these people? They hacked this game, nigga. There's real duelists out here fighting for their lives.
Real cheaters in there.
And she just like, oh, suddenly you duel, but everyone in this game, everyone in the show has to duel at some point. You can't be in the show and not duel. You can't. Serenity, she duels in season 3.
What?
Oh, she's doing the Noah's Ark.
That happens? Oh, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. But when Tristan gets turned into a monkey.
Yeah. She does.
All right.
So she got to do it.
The less said about that, the better.
Listen.
She might be better than Joey, though. She might be better than Joey, low-key.
Listen, I mean, you saw Taya in her duel against Mai last season. Everybody got a duel. And everybody got to have a deck. So Secretary General of the Egyptian Supreme Council of Antiquities is Ishizu Ishtar. Rare hunters. You guys got a favorite rare hunter?
No.
Not really. I just like the idea.
The Coke addict in the beginning. Odeon?
Yeah, I would say so.
I have him on the list as separate from the rare hunters, but I guess he does count. I guess that's the clique that they, claim. You know what I'm saying?
If not Odeon, then the first rare hunter that changed Joey's
what's his name? Is that
I don't remember what
Sakamoto?
his name.
I think he's just rare hunter. I don't know.
Okay, but he like stole.
He is just rare hunter.
What is it? He saw that Joey had the red eyes. It was just like, nah, bro, I gotta get that. And then he does it.
He beats him in the duel with Exodia. First of all, they get Exodia out the paint early in this game. Like they're just
we don't need that. Yeah,
there's like whatever you thought from season 1.
And they
they got to separate it.
They caught him lacking at the coffee shop. Yugi said, "Hey man, I heard you got my man's, bro."
He's like, "That's him right there, Yugi."
Yeah,
he stole my card. And Yugi is like, "I'm gonna get this red eyes back for you, you little nigga. Don't worry about that." And I like him. I like the design of strings.
I forgot about
Strings is good. His duel against Yugi is absolutely one of my favorites.
We gonna talk about duels in this damn thing because there's a duel for every damn day of the week in this damn series. So I do like his thing, but yeah, the rare hunters, Odeon is essentially, the servant of the tomb keepers, and he's protecting over Merrick, and he's the one who seals in Yami Merrick, which eventually comes back out after Odeon gets pretty much murked in a duel for using a counterfeit card.
Yeah.
Some could say he brought it upon himself. Some could say Merrick brought it upon him. Nigga, don't use a counterfeit card. You're angering the gods.
Which is that shit is comedy, because how do you make Merrick described that they made like
millions of dragons of raw
of like Wing Dragon Raw, but
so how could it possibly care?
But motherfuckers on Pegasus research team was going missing just looking at the hieroglyphic of the fucking monster.
Right.
Like what?
Don't make no sense.
I've made millions of counterfeits of this card.
That's exactly
put it in everyone's deck. All my rare hunters have a winged dragon of Ra. So you got Odeon. So he's one who poses as. My favorite thing is he's posing as Merrick, right? He's tortured these niggas for episodes. Walks onto that blimp completely untouched.
Yeah, Joey talking shit. Odeon just like, I'm black, nigga.
Yeah, what you think?
He was like, what you think? He was like, I didn't know that nigga was that strong. He ain't sound like he had muscles, to be honest.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
He didn't sound like he had all them damn muscles.
Oh like, my god, bro. Who was the nigga with the dark magician?
The
dark magician.
Arcana.
Yeah, that's right.
And he has a really good a really good deck.
That was a dope duel.
Yeah,
he almost died.
Really, yeah,
like legit. Nigga was chained up.
That shit was a preview of the underground duels.
It's sad that they say go to the Shadow Realm instead of death, like it's supposed to be. But
I like Shadow Realm.
You like Shadow Realm?
I do. I love
Shadow Realm is hilarious
because to me it's like they just drop you off like in like Gojo's domain or something. You just sit there, bro. Like
I don't like the fact.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I don't like the fact niggas was dueling on top of a skyscraper, and the glass is supposed to drop below you, and you get dropped into the Shadow Realm and not plummet to your death like you're supposed to.
Right. No, the card game saves you. You stay alive. You just got to stay there.
Yeah. Right. I'm sure in the manga it's all type of blood and gore and bullshit in there. So we have that, and Merrick Ishtar. What are our thoughts about Merrick as the villain this season? How do you feel about Merrick?
Merrick's that nigga, man. He a nasty nigga, bro. I like him.
I would say his backstory is kind of funny, where when they go outside for the first time, and then he was just like, "Hey man, that motorcycle's pretty fucking cool," and then that's his dark dissension because he saw like modern technology.
Why don't we get to do this? Why do we have to be slaves?
I don't like this nigga. Why the fuck we gotta wait for the Pharaoh, bro? That motherfucker is failing math class right now.
Yeah.
Ew, why do I have to get this etched on my back? The entire shit that we have on a stone. You know? We gotta end the stone in the living room. Why I gotta etch on my back? It's like, cause nigga, you might need it from time to time. You ain't got no cell phones, baby. You flip it. The man got a halter top on, by the way.
Hey, bro. Merrick a fly nigga, bro. I'm not gonna go there with you. He got Merrick. Nigga, the abs was showing.
His lavender crop top to me. Top hoodie.
The crop top hoodie is crazy, bro. Kid Cudi wish, bro.
Yeah, bro. He got a gold chain attached to it too, going through.
This is the only shit that could work in anime.
Yeah.
Hey, they gave him a tan though. The tan was like, okay, cool. At least he's really African, bro. Like that niggas was wilding.
A Shein ass fit, bro.
Yeah.
Well, listen, got a little belly button, all the other stuff like that. Let's talk about the duels this season.
Let's talk about it, man.
Because there's duels upon duels. There's duels
and rules on rules.
Rules on rules. Well, listen, they follow the actual rules this time. I thought
Yes.
initially, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! while I was watching the first season, I was like, this don't sound like the shit that you're supposed to be doing during this damn game. Niggas just be throwing cards everywhere.
Yeah. Depending on who you ran into as a kid, you don't know what kind of duel you about to get into, man. You don't know what that motherfucker into. Real shit.
And I was like, wait, I thought you had a sacrifice. I'm looking at it, I was like, I thought you had a sacrifice for that amount of stars. And they was like, oh, I guess this is just the cartoon.
Yep,
this is the game that we know today.
Yep. Well, that just shows the corruption of Pegasus in his mastermind. At least Seto Kaiba is following the rules. He's like, you know what? He's establishing them, but he's within his parameters. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, what is it? Pegasus deck doesn't work if he has to actually sacrifice cards.
No.
Damn. You're probably right. Let's see. We got so many duels here. What are your favorites? We could talk about our favorites. What are our favorites? I love the initial duel of Seto versus the computer.
That's important. This is when he was testing Obelisk?
Yeah. Like, my nigga, this is too strong. You're like, nah, take down the handicaps, put all the destruction levels up. I need to see how this shit feels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a hologram, bro.
The power of friendship duel, man. Yugi versus Joey, but Joey is Merrick.
My control. Nah, that's a
Taya
no for me, big dog.
Taya being trapped under some giant fucking tank shit that's gonna drop on her if any of them denies being in this duel. Everyone pulls up, including
Niggas' lives were on the line, bro.
Kaiba was like, nah, we gotta see how this shit ends.
Mokuba's just like, yo, she might die, bro. Do something.
Big brother
was like, oh man, I don't really know, man. This shit get too real for me. And then he does something like 2 episodes later, like he pulls a call in. And I'm just like, what'd you wait so fucking long for?
Bro, you could have done that shit as soon as it happened.
I know.
She gets aggy. He throws a dueling card, and then he like calls it. He's like, you won't be able to think my blue eyes. And he throws the blue eyes at the rare hunter, which knocks the remote out the rare hunter's hand. And he's like, the rare hunter's like holding his wrist, like, damn it.
Paper cut.
And I was like, you're not supposed to be throwing blue eyes like that. There's only 3 of them niggas in the world.
My favorite duel, I had 3. I loved Arcana versus Yugi, Strings versus Yugi, and then Mai versus Merrick.
You know Mai was going to get in there after what you said earlier.
Yeah, I thought that duel was very interesting because, you know, she could have won. The only reason why she lost is because she's white. She could have summoned Winged Dragon of Ra, but she's not Egyptian.
But I feel like everyone at some point tried to summon that damn card.
Yeah.
Or use the card against
someone tried to summon it, it was a fake, and then Mai tried to summon it, but she's white.
She's white.
Not Egyptian, not African. It's not in your blood.
Don't touch
Sorry.
that.
Don't touch her.
We like you though. We fuck with you though. That would have been hard.
There's so many duels here. Joey versus Rare Hunter, where he gets fucking 2-pieced up.
They took his card and then they beat his ass, and then he was late to his sister's surgery, bro.
What a day!
She said, "I'm not having the surgery until this nigga shows up."
What an awful day!
You're not having the surgery until this nigga shows up.
Because that's some shit that probably still happens like in real life to people. You know what I'm saying?
You think so?
I think so. I think niggas get jumped and can't miss their appointment.
I mean, fair. You know what? Fine. Joey versus Weevil, where the little kid puts the little thing in his deck.
Yeah,
that shit was green.
Really foul, bro. But again, Cyrus, what you said, Joey's always in a situation where like something illegal or like it's just some shenanigans that just like fucks up the real duel. Like you can't respect it. It's always something.
We got Strings versus Yamayugi, one of my favorites, just for the I don't know, that's just like one of my favorite duels I've ever seen. Like really.
Yeah, the string shit's hard because Yugi almost died, bro.
And I think, you know what? I think it's also the setting too. Like the where it was at, and then like Slifer came out, and then like I don't know.
Yeah, the magician cards too are like that. They really top it off in there.
That cage card, the strategy of like just dueling more cards, and then Yugi kind of having to like abuse that strategy, so he draws out all the cards in his deck.
Which that would I'm telling you right now, that shit would not have worked in a real duel. What is it? That little infinite loop shit? I'm sure if we read like on Slifer's like card right now, it'd say like once per turn. So there's no loop.
But listen, nigga, making a TV.
You know, Yugi sometimes will like he'll talk about the card.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll be talking about the card, he'll just add stuff to it, you know.
Yeah, like he just knows more and more as
cards like, on the field. That's not even official.
Uses the second mouth to destroy every card that was
do it now, Slifer.
Telling the card what to do.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Joey versus Mako Tsunami, where Joey's like, "Listen, you don't need your father anymore,"
which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't. Crazy dialogue.
You don't need your father's card anymore. You just need to believe in yourself, like, or something along those lines.
Which is kind of facts. It's facts.
Let's see. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's get to the actual. Well, before we get to the final 8, any other memorable parts? Anything that stuck out to you before we get to the blimp? No. All right.
The blimp is important right here.
The blimp is important. They get on the blimp. First of all,
that's when shit really get crazy.
You tell me we gotta have duels on top of a blimp moving at what, 600 miles per hour, 500 miles per hour.
Yeah. But you know what? It's Kaiba's blimp. It's not like we can't trust it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going nowhere. Real money involved. I built this myself from the bottom up, Yugi.
It's the best of Kaiba Corp technology. You know what I'm saying? And we head into Kaiba Corp Island. Bakura versus, well, is this the first one? Bakura versus Yugi?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. I mean, Bakura himself just being involved and just being like, first of all, him getting into the tournament and it was like, I will risk my 1 card for y'all 5 locator cards.
Hey, man, that's how you up the ante, man.
That's it.
All or nothing on the line. I would have been like, I'm not agreeing to that shit.
Well, he kind of bullies them into giving them the rest of the cards.
No, that's true. That's true.
They were just like, man, that doesn't seem worth it to do it. And then he duels them and he's just like, give me the rest of your shit, nigga.
Oh. I love Bakura's strategy in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
yeah. Bakura's he real deal, bro.
Listen, the aesthetic of his deck with that evil ass nigga, it all makes sense.
Bro, it's perfect. Perfect.
I was like, oh, they did this shit up this time. Yugi got all these like very nice, like a little fairy, you know, just fantasy ass cards. This thing got evil, pure evil. Might kill you. Spells out final. But in the manga, it spells out death. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The blast will hurt. Oh!
5 letters is 5 letters, man.
Yeah, get with it.
I think it's trying to say, well, meanwhile, Bakura and fucking Marek are having an argument within themselves. It's like, yo, do I switch this nigga out so he gets it? I take the hit.
That's one of my favorite. That's from my favorite stuff with Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. The mental conversations, bro.
The banter.
Everyone can read minds. Listen, everyone can read minds, or talk, or telepathy rather. And he's like, "Fuck you, Marek. I need this body." Take the hit. Next up, we have Joey versus Odeon. I mean,
so one thing I would like to mention about this duel is one. What is it? Odeon has to put Wing Dragon of Ra in like a sarcophagus again, or like in a sarcophagus, and nobody else has to do that.
I was like, yo, this is wild Egyptian.
Yeah, like nobody else has to do that. And then what is it? Joey uses kind of like he has this moment where it's just like, oh my god, all my duels came up to this moment, like everything I learned, everything I've gained, and then he just has like an assortment of bullshit on the field. He has Jinzo, Insect
You don't even remember how it happened.
Yeah, and then Legendary Fisherman 2 with no field spell. That card is garbage.
Cyrus is like dissecting this nigga's whole strat.
I was
killing this real. He had like the bug and the fisherman and the Jinzo on the field.
It's like, whoa, what is this? How does this work? What combination are you trying to make right now?
No synergy. But Jinzo, it worked because it canceled all like the trap cards, which was just like perfect. What the fuck was Insect Queen doing out there? Like it was just a body, bro. And then what is it? Because I use Legendary Fisherman, and it's just like when the field spell is out, it's not affected by traps, spells, or any like card effects, and it can attack his life points directly. Mm-hmm. So he just had a raw card out there without using any of his special effects, and I'm just like, come on, bro,
fuck your
like,
daddy,
what are you doing?
Hey, bro,
fuck your daddy. Next up, I mean, of course. Well, first of all, Yugi wins the first duel. Joey wins the second duel. Then we have Mai versus Merrick, which is
this is one of them ones.
Poor situation to put this lady in.
Hey man, she stood up though.
The lead up to this is crazy because what is it? Joey has like a heart attack or something, or like he faints during his duel with Odeon.
He gets struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, was it like damn?
And then he has like a little dream, and it brings him back. And then Maya was just like, "Hey, was I in your little dream of friends? Girl, you are 24 years old.
Stop back off. Relax.
Why are your feelings hurt that you're not friends with the 17-year-old?"
And he was like, "Nah."
And then she goes out there. She becomes like bitter as shit.
I never had friends. All I had was myself the entire time. Hey, some real Faye Valentine shit. Relax, bitch.
She made a good point. She said, "Hey man, I made it far on my own. I don't need these niggas, man."
Until he started making her forget the faces of the people that was standing next to her.
She was kind of tight when that shit started happening.
Yeah. She was like, "I don't see anybody. All I see is Taya and Tristan, but they're not important at all." My memories. Where'd they go?
But no, I thought she had a really good duel with like Merrick. Like Merrick didn't just like just destroy her. Like her only downfall was trying to summon Winged Dragon of Ra. That's it.
Listen,
you're not black. Don't do it. Don't try.
Don't do it. Also, before we go into the next duel, y'all remember Tristan and Duke Devlin almost dying on the top of the blimp?
Of course.
that's one of the highlights, bro.
Niggas wanted to fight, and they decided to fight on the most dangerous part of the fucking building.
And they almost fall over. Shadi saves them. Then they're like, "This African guy in these pajamas saved us." And it's like, Yugi's like, "African guy? Huh. Oh, okay. Never seen him before."
That's it, yeah.
You guys are crazy. Next one is Kaiba versus Ishizu Ishtar, which Ishizu swears to God she sees the future, and
she caps.
Who knew that? I'm not even gonna say like free will determined this. Kaiba's inner African was activated via Merrick's Millennium Rod. He's like, Merrick's like, "Why's my Millennium Rod going off, nigga? I didn't do." First of all, he hit that entire Millennium Rod the entire time.
He just has it behind his back.
You already know, bro. As soon as he realized, as soon as he was preparing Obelisk, he was just like, "Okay." Every time he draws that card, bro, that Kaiba took that look. Like, it's gone. It's a go time now.
Kaiba was like, "Yo, should I beat her with this Obelisk? I really want to. Like, I want to crush her."
Yeah, and also Ishizu's plan would have not, like, it wouldn't have worked because she said that she's gonna use a trap card to destroy Obelisk. Card effects do not work on Egyptian god cards. No card effects, no spell cards, no trap cards. None of that shit works on Egyptian god cards.
Listen,
so
man, she don't know what she doing.
He could have won without the Millennium Rod shenanigans.
Well, at least we got to see Blue Eyes in this in all of its elements.
We did. I think he sacrificed his Obelisk to get that Blue Eyes up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. So then Ishizu Ishtar, in all her shame of like, "Yo, I can't accurately predict the future," gives her Millennium Necklace to Yugi. She was like, "Listen, you take it." And at some point, Merrick presses her during the season and was like, "You don't have your fucking necklace anymore, bitch."
Yeah, no, knock her ass out.
You can't stop me now. Now where's Odeon? Next one. Oh yeah, there's one of your favorite duels, Bakura versus Merrick.
Yes. This when I was just like, "Oh, this is the end of the season," I was kind of tight.
And this is just a squabble too. This is not even like a real thing.
Because I think the battle royal is like right after that.
Oh yeah. And then like this duel, like no stupid banter from the side characters. no weird Kaiba banter. Well, like in the second part it does, but like this is just a straight up like raw duel. Like no duel in this series is like paced as well as this one, and that's all I have to. It gets a lot of appreciation on that fact alone. That it was
it's
just
like fuck you,
playing,
fuck
yeah,
you.
and then just playing cards back to back. Like I do this and my turn. Merrick's just like, oh okay, do this and my turn. That's it. And I was just like, this is really fire,
Man. What happens after this? Bakura and well, first of all, Bakura and the real Marek lose. So Yami Marek is in control, and the real Marek is now taking placement in Bakura's Millennium item because he's been kicked out by evil
right.
Marek.
Mm-hmm.
So they were sent to the Shadow Realm, but Yami Bakura was like, "No, nigga, I can't die. I'm everywhere, bro. Everywhere.
Which is crazy.
I'm in the Millennium Piece right now.
I can see everything.
He's just like, yo, I'm just biding my time. And then I think foreshadows to like Zork or something. Whatever Zork is. And then that ends the season, to be honest with
you. When I was just like, no, but the Final Four. I was so tight that we don't get to talk about the Final Four. So maybe next year.
This is where no. We can talk about it. This was where the show lost me completely. Because as a kid, I could not process how they took a break in the most anticipated part. This is peak Yu-Gi-Oh! This is like stakes is on the line. Yeah. Egyptians, God cards, Yugi, Kaiba,
it's very strange,
Joey.
very strange marketing.
So they take a break for an anime-only arc known as Noah's Arc. Completely anime only, not in the manga. Actually, when you skip to the episode in season 3, it doesn't even mention the previous arc that just happened. It literally recaps season 2, and then it goes back into this. Noah's Arc is where the show lost me. Now, as an adult, I understand why they did it. Because apparently they wanted to add some time between the manga and the anime showing. So they created an entire 24 episode filler arc in a 48 episode season, by the way. So they did that, and
power play. Real weird.
That's
I was upset. Have you ever watched this, Cyrus?
No.
Oh,
yeah, I never seen it either.
You never seen Noah's Arc?
No.
All right, nah, it's mad melodramatic. It's mad dramatic. It's like Kaiba's dad, Kaiba's little brother, other little brother kidnaps Mokuba. Everyone, it's like an RPG.
Oh, they do the RPG shit again. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's just an RPG shit, man. Listen, Noah's Arc was very, very disappointing because from there on, after I tuned out from that, I never picked up Yu-Gi-Oh again. So I never saw how this shit ended.
I played longer than I watched, so yeah,
absolutely.
So we get to this Final Four thing. We're gonna go through the Final Four, but nonetheless, there's duels to set up duels, which never made no sense to me. I was like, isn't there a bracket? They got like the fuck. They got a fatal 4-way duel to determine the placement of everybody who's gonna face who. Which I think is just
could have just flipped a coin, bro.
Nah, I think Kaiba wanted to
he manipulate. Too extra. He definitely too extra. Bro.
He wanted to manipulate who faces who. He was like, I gotta be Yugi, but I gotta get this Egyptian god card first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this shit. To face the winged dragon of Ra, I'm gonna throw it. So I face Yugi.
There was and I'm sure that here, man.
Yeah, I'm sure that was his intention, to do that so he can get all the god cards, 2 god cards, so he could face Marek at the finals and get his god card. But yeah, it's Marek versus Joey ends up resulting from this another very dramatic ass duel.
You already know.
Joey gets sent to the Shadow Realm. Bing bing bong bong goodbye. Yugi versus Kaiba. You already know, 5 episode classic, 6 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
We love that one.
Banger.
The Egyptian god cards are not the final result of this duel, despite the entire season hyping these shits up. Then we get Seto Kaiba versus Joey Wheeler in the losers bracket. for the prize of nothing.
Just for fun.
For third.
Just for fun.
Kaiba just wants to do it.
And then, of course, Marek versus Yugi, which I've never actually seen this duel. And I still haven't. I was trying to catch up to this duel. I haven't actually seen this duel.
The duel's insane.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's classic. Really should have just been a movie.
Really? Damn. They go back in time, I assume, and everything.
I mean, if you want to watch a true African battle, this is it, man. This is it, bro.
Very Black Panther.
Yeah, very like, yeah. Killmonger.
I want to be king, Pharaoh. Let me talk about the voice actors for this. Let me explain something. And this is why anime now is so different than before, and why I hold on to these stupid shits now. And I talked about this last episode. The voice actors are truly characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, they these roles, man. The voices, the way they sound, like we can edge them off so easily because we heard them so many times.
Yeah,
truly characters to the point where they're stuck in your brain. Though when you hear their voice, you immediately think of like Marek and all these other stuff like that, and Yugi and all this other stuff like that. So I want to give a shout out to the voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to watch this final duel. It looks great.
It is.
They free
the ones.
The final part. It says Yugi is able to free Marek Ishtar from the influence of Yami Marek, and due to forfeit declared by his opponent, Yugi wins the duel. Why they protected Marek? But Seto Kaiba soon decides to destroy Kaiba Corp's island and erase the memory of his loss in battle.
You know it.
That boy,
hey, bro. Kaiba don't. It happened, but it didn't.
There's no way off the island before it explodes. Apparently, that's the synopsis. And then there's a Yugi versus Joey duel. So that's the Battle City arc, man. Battle City arc, bro. It's a classic arc. When we did our March Madness last year in terms of the best tournaments, the tournament of tournaments, this one reached the finals along with the Dark Tournament arc from Yu Yu Hakusho. Mm-hmm. People remember this fondly, but they probably don't actually remember it.
Yeah, watching it again is a different vibe than just like, oh yeah, I watched that when I was a kid.
A lot of us don't remember that the tournament is the part of the tournament that we love is only in season 3, not in season 2, where we think it actually started.
Yeah, it's weird.
Actually, the entire run up to where they reach the Battle City finals is very exhausting.
Like we hate top 16. We only like the final 4, which is like, because it's seriously the best parts. Like I don't think any of those duels are bad.
I'm trying to think if I was reading this as a manga, it would probably if I had to read this week to week, I would probably enjoy it.
Yeah, it probably hit real nice, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
I'll take it.
So I want to ask I agree. I want to ask the question. If they rebooted the original Duel Monsters,
with the original rules, and
if they reboot it, I'm not gonna say change it over. I'm gonna say, for instance, there's no good quality shots of this fucking show. This was something we were talking about before.
Bruh.
There's no good quality shots of anything in this fucking show. They made this show with no desire to maybe let's Blu-ray this shit
or like a thumbnail or some shit.
Yeah.
Everything is in fucking 360 by 240 everywhere, including the fucking original Yu-Gi-Oh website. I'm like, why do y'all niggas show this in such weak quality? But if they reboot it, would you be interested in it at all? I'm not even gonna say watch it. Let me not say watch it.
Sure. It's been long enough. It's been long enough for me to at least have some interest.
With Yugi, Kaiba, maybe they follow the manga a little bit closer since we don't have to do the 4Kids thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to it.
I wouldn't either.
I'd be up for it. I don't know if I'd have this huge interest, but I would definitely check it out. Off rip.
If it feels very much closer to the manga, and they could still do whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Other Yu-Gi-Oh series, just have these two side by side. Sure, yeah, okay, why not? Who says no?
Yeah. Who says no? Listen, I agree. Thank you, Cyrus.
No problem.
Another summer coming through and dropping your knowledge.
Cannot talk about it without you.
No, because we were texting back and forth about how ridiculous this fucking show is. But I would like for you to formally announce something that you've got going on the Lookout Network as well. It's coming very, very soon.
All right. So, me, Justin, OG Johnny 5, we have the JoJo Agenda coming this summer. Should be coming shortly after this episode. It's just going to be me, J5, just talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I know you guys aren't like the biggest fans of it, so we're gonna take that off your hands, man. We're gonna get the shit cracking. Listen,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's just I mean, jumping into that would be tough right now.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
listen,
y'all are gonna do a great job. Y'all gonna do a great job for real.
I can't wait to hear. Y'all might drag me back into the shit from the way y'all speak about it, because y'all two hilarious ass niggas. So I look forward to that. The JoJo Agenda officially on the Lookout Network. Of course, tomorrow you can listen to Subslide, Dubslide, hosted by Versace Vegeta and D. So make sure you guys tune into that as well. And of course, the Big Eyes podcast, where we talk about manga every Monday. Stay tuned to that. We will be back in 2 weeks. What do we have up next? We're going back to, I guess, 2022. Demon Slayer. No Yaiba, the Entertainment District arc. We're the next thing up at the Summer of Kame House. But we're going to be chilling here for the next 2 weeks. Going to kick our feet up. Going to continue to unpack. I think Turtle is in the backyard growing up something. Some oolong.
Might do some training, bro.
Might shoot some Kamehamehas into the ocean.
Yeah. Might do some training, my nigga.
All right, listen. Get it in where you can, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to The Lookout. We will see you guys next time. Take care.